So in our workshops, we cover many topics such as public speaking skills, identifying your self-identity, your self-image, building confidence, getting over your fear of failure or any other fears. How do you communicate effectively and with compassion with your parents, with your friends? So there are many different topics we cover. And our workshops are designed in a way so that they're engaging, they're interactive. So for example, when we run our public speaking workshop, it is designed in a way so that it facilitates a lot of engagement. So it will start with a lecture of like 20-25 minutes. We'll just explain them how to choose a topic which is close to your heart. And then we'll ask the child to fill the worksheet where they write 3 topics they're most interested in. And once they write it, to give them engagement, we pair them with 2 other kids. So there is a triad, 3 kids sitting in front of each other, and there are facilitators walking around and helping the kids. And these 3 kids, one of them will start talking about their favorite, the 3 topics they wrote. Other 2 will listen and try to give feedback or ask question about that topic. Then the another kid will talk about the topics he or she wrote. Once that interaction is done, they get some feedback, they make some friends, they build their communication skills, and then again the lecture starts. Now in this part of the lecture, we'll talk about the sandwich method. How do you write a speech? You need a beginning, you need a middle, and you need an end. So once we explain that sandwich method, they will take about 20-30 minutes to write a 2-minute speech on one of the topics they earlier selected. So this is the time where the child is working with himself alone. And when they are working alone, we let them walk around. You know, it's not like schools where the children are stuck to their benches. We make it so the children are comfortable, they're able to interact, they're able to walk around and be creative, be fun. So once the child writes his 2-minute speech, he will practice in his triad. Again, one child will talk about his speech, other 2 will listen and give him feedback about what they understood, what questions they have, what the child did good, what he can improve. And then the another child will talk, the other 2 will give feedback. This is helping them become more confident. This is helping them become engaged and see what it feels like as an audience and what it feels like as a speaker. Then the same thing repeats and repeats, and by the end of the workshop, the child is so confident he is able to make his own speech in front of the entire class. Because step by step, starting from selecting the topic, writing the pitch, then getting the feedback on the speech, and so on and so forth, he works little by little, first in front of the two children, then in front of the entire class. So that's just one example of how we bring interactivity and fun in the class. So let's take an example of another workshop, the goal setting workshop. In this workshop, the child will find his or her own purpose in life. What is their dream job, dream profession? What is the thing they want to change in the world? What is the impact they want to have? So we encourage them to think big and really dream big, and also bring some reality to it by the end of the workshop by making a plan to get to that dream. So in this workshop also, first we talk about how do you set the dream, how do you find your purpose. And then the child sits alone and thinks about his own life, his own future. Then shares his thought with his triad, the other 2 children, and again get some feedback on it. Then again there is a lecture session, so on and so forth. We also have another workshop on finding their self-image and building a strong self-image. So there we hand out masks which every child in the whole workshop wears, and they have a different mask. One could be an animal mask, one could be a monster, whatever, just any mask to make it fun, but also to teach them a point that the self-image they have, like maybe a self-image they have is that I am not good at math, or I am lazy, I'm not a person who can get up or really work on goals, I just like to sit around. So whatever self-image they have, That's just a mask they are wearing, and they can take that mask anytime they want and put on another mask, such as a future astronaut, an artist who is learning math, as opposed to a artist who is bad at math. So by changing this self-identity, they're able to tap into the potential they have in their mind. See, the self-identity you have is the most important limiting factor to prevent you from accessing your own power of the brain. The moment you expand your self-identity, you are able to tap into an infinite wisdom and the power of the mind. So our workshops create this amazing experience, which is almost impossible in a traditional classroom or in a family setting. So this experience consists of experience with the speaker who is knowledgeable on the subject. That's one experience. Another experience is the child getting their own time in the energy field we create in that classroom, where they're going inside and try to access their own power. So when they're thinking about writing their speech, they're sitting alone in the room where everybody else is working on their own speeches. That energy, that environment motivates them, keeps them engaged. That's the second kind of experience, where the child is accessing his own thoughts, being alone in the room full of people. Then the third kind of engagement, where the child is working with other two children in the triad. The fourth kind of experience, where the child is interacting with the facilitators. And the fifth kind of experience is child is seeing the group transform from somebody who didn't know that topic, somebody who was shy, somebody who wasn't confident, somebody who was very shy to talk in front of the public, to somebody who is talking in front of the public. So by seeing that transformation around them, something starts to shift in their own mind. And that's the group energy. So all of these interactions, these experiences, are what transforms the child. It's not the TV show they watch, or the book they read, or sitting on the benches in their classroom for 6-7 hours and just listening to a lecture. That's just information that comes from one ear and goes out from here. But when you create visceral bodily experiences in a setting where the environment is positive, it's motivating, then something starts to shift in your mind, in your beliefs, in your attitude towards the world, because you physically feel the emotion. So when you're talking about your dream of becoming, let's say, astronaut with your triad, while you're talking it's not just a dream anymore, because you're explaining the other two kids why you want to be an astronaut. The kids are getting interested. They start respecting you. Wow, how come this kid knows so much about space? Of course, this kid has watched every show out there on National Geography. That's why he knows. But the fact is, the way he talks and the confidence he protrudes out there, it shines, and that creates an impact on his own mind. And what was just a casual goal to be an astronaut, some dream, now he starts to think it a little bit more seriously. So like that, week after week, workshop after workshop, after 2, 3, 4 months, you start to see these amazing, deep, permanent transformations in the kid, where the kids are becoming more powerful, more serious about their life. They are able to tap into their potential. They're able to have much more self-respect. They're able to communicate much better. They're able to see the world which they haven't been able to see in their family, where they have seen that every child is different. One child wanted to be a scientist on Antarctica, while the other child only dreamed of creating a much better video camera. So such a difference in the same room. So they're able to respect that the world is so much different than what they have in their own mind. Every person is unique. The world is very different. It's an exciting world, and that builds a curiosity. They get more interested in life. They get more interested in their goals. And that's how we build the foundation for life mastery.